see you in other sessions as well. All right. All right. Good morning. Before we dive into the exciting world of Power Apps and Power Pages, let me ask you a question. Have you ever tried to build an app or website from scratch? If you have, you know it can be like trying to assemble IKEA furniture without instruction. And that's painful, right? We don't know how we are able to achieve the result. But don't worry, with Power Apps and Power Pages, you will have all the tools and instructions you need to assemble the important product. So think of it as an IKEA furniture, but with all the pieces labeled and easy to follow instructions. Let's get started. And as you notice that we are sharing a poll questions, how long does it take for your organization to develop an application? This is merely for our for us to get to know you more. Okay. All right. And here is a high level summary in terms of what you are going to get out from the sessions. So this session will provide you an overview of Microsoft Power Platform, which will be focusing on the Power Apps and Power Pages, a low-code platform for building custom application quickly and efficiently, making your life much more easier. And hopefully you are in the right place. As you know, Power Platform welcomes all the people who, with or without developer knowledge. And what you will learn from this session is you will learn how the Power Platform will accelerate digital transformation and be able to unlock the value from your data and be able to work across from the Office 365, Azure, Dynamic, and standard-alone applications. The key topics we're going to discuss will be what's the magic of Power Apps and how does Power App help us to achieve the result? What are some of the real life examples that other companies have been experiencing, have been building? All right. And taking a look at today's agenda, we have prepared a list of topics for you. We are going from the top to the bottom. So we're going to first explore what makes Power Apps a great platform. As you know, Power Apps has lots of features. Plus, last year we have launched Copilot, the AI features with Power Apps. So everything here gets amazing. And after we discuss the Power Apps, I will introduce you the Power Pages. What value does it bring to you? What sort of capabilities does it have? And last but not least, we are going to discuss licensings, but not in great details. But I give you some idea of how does the licensing gonna work. Okay. All right. Without any further ado, let us get into the world of Power Apps. What makes Power Apps a great platform? And I know at this point, every company has lots of application to develop. However, as an engineer, I can totally relate to IT people. I know how much workload you guys have. And there's a discrepancies between the IT and business people. Why do I say that? Because oftentimes business people have great ideas. They know, okay, they know what sort of application will help them to boost their productivities. But as an IT people, sometimes we don't really know this kind of informations. And the point of having local app development is be able to increase your development speeds, and maybe within few months, even as a citizen developers, you can build the application quickly. And as we know, if we are able to reduce the time, that definitely going to save lots of money as well. And more than that, in the local platforms, we can work with other products such as Dynamics 365, Azure products as well. So all in all, with the help of local platforms, we are able to build great applications. Yeah, and be also saving a lot of times and energies on those products. Yeah, okay. Okay, so maybe some of you haven't heard of Power Platform, maybe this is your first time, okay, knowing the Power Platform. Actually, okay, yeah,
If you're not
actually,
speaking, can
there,
you please go on mute? Thank
yes,
you.
please. Yeah. And to help empower your people and elevate their talents, Microsoft combined the capability of 5 services and the powerful local development platforms. Well, Power Platforms has these 5 products, and as we know, the end goal of a Power Platform is the digital transformation, which means more efficient use of your data to get insight, which facilitate more intelligent business process and decision making. However, organization from time to time cannot achieve this efficiency with only programmers, data scientists, and tech professionals because there are simply not enough of those tech guys. And that's the reason why Power Platform is a suite of tools that enable the business to analyze data, build solutions, automate process, and create a virtual agents such as chatbots. I will briefly go over each product with you. Okay, and as you know, we have the Power Apps from left-hand side. The Power Apps, it's a suite of apps, services, connectors, and data platforms that provide a rapid application development environment to build custom apps for your business needs. With Power Apps, you can create custom business applications without writing too much code. Okay, and then second goes the Power Automate. The Power Automate is a service that helps you to create automated workflow between your favorite apps and services to synchronize files, getting notifications, collect data, and more. You will enable users to create automated business process and workflows without lots of developers' help. Okay, then the third down in the line is the Power Virtual Agent, or also called chatbot. Maybe some of you know that there is the Azure Bot Composer, but that one requires the developer to have lots of knowledge in coding, right? But the Power Virtual Agent actually allows you to create the chatbot that can answer questions and questions posed by your customers, employees, or visitors. And this chatbot can be embedded into your website, Teams, or other messaging platforms as well. So that's something really powerful as well. And so nowadays, the Power Virtual Agent is getting really popular. As we know, M365 Copilot is also getting people's attention. And with the Power Virtual Agent, some of my customers are actually developing their own AI chatbot by integrating with their database. So that's also something exciting coming up. Okay. Next goes the Power Pages. The Power Pages is where you get to build your external website and without lots of efforts or for development. We're gonna get into that for more details. And if you attend last sessions, so there's the Power BI. The Power BI is a business analytics service that enable you to visualize and analyze data with greater speed, efficiencies, and understanding. And it also connects users to a broad range of data through easy to use dashboard. If you attended last session, you know that Power BI is also transforming by integrating with the Copilot features as well. So feel free to check out all these products. And down at its core, as its cornerstone, you can see there are 4 products: data connectors, AI builder, Microsoft Dataverse, and Power Formulas. And these 4 are very essential, regardless of which Power product you are going to choose in the future. Why do I say that? Because Power Apps allows you, or Power Automate allows you to work with a variety of data connectors, such as SAPs, SharePoint, etc., etc. So with the data connectors, we get to talk to different systems and be able to work with data from different resources. And next is the AI Builder. For the AI builder, there's the OCR processing, meaning the OCR model is something that we can extract information from PDF and be able to convert it to text. And AI builder has more AI Copilot features for sentiment analysis and others as well. So feel free to check out AI builder as well. The net and then there's the Microsoft Dataverse. The Dataverse is the cornerstone for the Power Apps, especially. Why do I say that? Because the Microsoft Dataverse, you can think this as like a SQL database. It is essential to build applications, and it is very important. But for today's topic, we are not going to dive too much into the Dataverse stuff. As long as you know it is a database that will be saving data for all the Power products, then that's good enough. Okay. Already. Hopeful. And lastly, the power. Sorry, I forgot to mention there's the power FX. Actually, that's the power formula. It's similar to the Excel formula you would use whenever calculating the revenues or the gross cost. The power formula is something the power users would use whenever developing the power apps application. Okay, and so that's something important for the application development. And hopefully that's a good introduction that give you ideas of each of the products. And together, this tool will provide an end-to-end solution for business to analyze data, automate process, and create custom solution for your business. Okay, and moving on. So how can we take advantage of the Power Platform? As you know, at this point, 65% of organization report app development backlog. They spend lots of times on the coordinating resources and be able to troubleshooting the applications. And how is there any way that we can digitalize the workflow? Yes, and the answer will be the Power Platforms. And the Power Platform will be the solution to solve all of the problems you see here. So we are able to move much more faster and be able to build more applications as well. And in fact, Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power BI, they are not standalone, meaning that they are closely integrated to provide you a seamless experience for users to analyze data, build solution, and automate process. So these two actually can work together to provide you a complete solution. And with the Power Apps, you can create a custom business application that connect to your data stored in online and on-premise data source. You can also use this app to transform your manual business operation into digital and automated process. And the Power Automate will give you the experience to create automated workflow between your favorite apps and the services. And these two tools are designed to work together, allowing you to allow you easily move data between them and create powerful integrated solution. For example, you can use Power Apps to create a custom form for data entry, and that's very common for banking or for to see business. And for in that example, we can use the Power Automate to automatically save the data to a data source such as SharePoint, and then use the Power BI to analyze and visualize the data your customer submitted. So that's how we can integrate all three applications together. Whenever I go through the Power Apps for other workshops, usually most customer they really enjoy the benefits of having both Power Automate and Power Apps because within the within your app, you can call the Power Automate workflow. So when people submit forms or they are tracking your inventory status, within so whenever the user click a button, they can see the details. So everything what so whenever the user click a button, the Power Automate workflow will be triggered, and that's how you get to have a great solutions, especially for those kind of scenario. Okay. All right. So this is the platform for all makers, and as you can see, the Power Platform, Power Apps will provide yes, questions. Yes, yeah, please.
I'm
I see
sorry.
somebody is a can't.
No, it was me, Meredith.
Oh,
It was
okay,
not a
okay.
question, but I could hear some background noise. So I just wanted to check if everything is fine at your end because I could hear
Yes,
some background noise.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I also heard some background noise as well.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
And others who are not speaking, so kindly please go on mute. Yeah. Though I have muted all participant, but in case if you're not speaking, kindly go on mute. Thank you, Med.
No worries. Yeah. So the Power Apps provides you the platform to let the seasoned developers and also the pro developers to work together or independently. And as for all the administrators here, it gets much more easier to have a centralized place to manage your Power Apps capacities, manage the environment, be able to define the data policies to regulate the Power Apps. Okay. And after I said that, if we have pro developers, we also offer you a variety of the tools to programmatically interact with the data and the metadata, apply business logic, create custom connectors, and integrate with external data. As you can see here, two of the popular tools is the Azure DevOps and the Visual Studio. So with the Azure DevOps, you can commit your applications from time to time and be able to merge your application and also upgrade your apps as well. So we do follow application lifecycle, so that's something that you don't need to worry about. Hey, so by this time, hopefully, everyone here knows the Power Apps and also like also other members in the Power Platform families. And we're gonna the next topic will be how the Power Apps work and integration with Power products. And this is will give us more insight into Power Apps. So let us begin. And what is Power Apps? And so previously we discussed about like okay, so how the Power Apps going to release the momentum to build application easily and and without much of the coding, right? And so the Power Apps can connect to existing enterprise systems such as SAPs and data source that you already have, which allows you to build application that utilizing the investment you already made. And after we get to connect to the data, it's time that we can create application forms and workflows without writing too much code. Within the Power Apps, we can build applications easily, and the business expert can work more efficiently together with their counterparts in IT and also consulting partners. And afterwards, your application has been built. It's time to publish those applications. And the process of publishing the application is fairly easy. You can publish your application across the web, on tablets, mobile device, iOS or Android for easy sharing and consumption within your organizations. So that goes to the three steps of creating an application in Power Apps. Okay, so then well, I have discussed about applications many times, but what sort of application can you build? In Power Apps, there are two types of application. One is Canvas app, another is modern driven app. And what's the difference? The Canvas app starts with your end user experience, crafting a highly tailored interface with the power of the blank canvas. And whereas the modern driven app will start with your data model, building up from the shape of your core business data and the process in the dataverse to model forms, views, and other components. Okay, maybe by this time you are still confused. What's the fundamental difference? Let me give you an example. And then many times, our customer will submit tickets to Microsoft support, right? And for so to support the tickets, we need to have an application. Then in that case, Canvas app will be a great choice. So within the Canvas app, we can build a form to ask for customers' information, for the problem statements, and also the date that this issue occurred. Okay, and then after a ticket gets submitted to the Microsoft, obviously as a customer you want to know, okay, who is the engineer assigned to my support ticket, and what's the progress of this ticket, and anything else that I should know. So to track the progress of the ticket you submitted, modern driven app will be the best solutions. So because the modern driven app will be built upon tables, so it give you very a better visualization for the progress for anything that you need to see the data. Okay, hopefully that's a good example. Yes, I'm gonna pause here. Any questions for at this point in terms of definition or how they are different? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I also do not see any questions in the chat, so we will wait until the end of the session.
Great,
And
great.
team, please start posting your queries on chat as well. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
of course. Yeah, so as you can see on this slide, it give you so these are the difference between them. So if for anything that is related to data intensive, then the modern driven app will be your choice. Otherwise, Canvas app 80% of times can be a great tool if this is an application you are building to interact with your end user. Okay. Regardless of which type of application you choose, Canvas app or modern driven app, essentially they work the same, the way that they're structured. So this is a simplified architecture diagrams. As you can see, at the bottoms, the customers or the developers will choose the data source. Your Power Apps will connect to a range of data source and systems, and that can be your custom API, or it can be existing business application such as Cosmo DB, Oracle, or HANA, so stuff like that. We have lots of data connector that you can choose from, or the SharePoint. Okay, and after we know which data we are going to interact with, then this is where the magic going to happen. Meaning that we can create the application in the Power App Studio. So that's like an IDE where you get to drag and drop different components such as buttons in or text boxes into the canvas, and that's where you are going to write like a little functions. So when the button gets clicked, what does it do? Or when user enters in text, we have to validate the data, stuff like that. All right, and so now the application has been tested. We have everything works correctly. It's time we can publish the application on the web and or on the mobile. So you can choose iOS or Android, or if it's or you can choose a reflexive layout as well. And the Power Apps is a software as a service product, so everything sits in the cloud. If your data is sitting in your on-premise environment, we do also have a choice for on-premise data gateway. Okay, so just for your reference. All right. I've been talking about a few examples of the data connectors and the need for various application and then data source to talk to each other to accomplish complex tasks is vital. This is where Power Apps connector will come to pictures. In fact, there are more than 1,000 connectors in Power Platform, of which more than 300 are available in Power Apps ranging from Dataverse to services like Salesforce, Twitter, and as other database as well. So the connector is a way for Power Apps to talk to the data source. It is nothing but a wrapper around the REST API. Okay, and if none of this application if well suits your business need, you can also have the option to build your own connectors, meaning you can use connect to your custom API and be able to retrieve data and do other fancy stuff. Okay. All right. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed sessions at this point, how the Power Apps works, and what sort of options do you have? And next, we are going to introduce the AI Copilot in Power Apps. We know Copilot has been helping developers in GitHub, but why not Power Apps? So then in the next few slides, I'm going to show you how to use Copilot feature in Power Apps, which is a new way to create apps with the help of AI. And so as you can see here, Copilot is in-app guidance that use natural language processing to help you build your app. And within this text box, you can type in your description, like help me to build a customer survey forms. You can put many details as you want or as brief as you want. And then you will get suggestions. Then the Copilot will help you to build the application and also give you the sample data as well. Okay. To start creating app with Copilot, I have this animation here. So all you need to do is type into that box and tell, okay, Copilot, this is the application I want to create. And then voila, here, then you give you the table, the sample table, the sample table for your application. Of course, you can modify the data in the table. For example, if I enter hotel housekeeping, Copilot will create a Dataverse table with data that includes typical hotel housekeeping tasks and use this to build a Canvas app for me. You can also see the preview of your app and to test on your screens as well. So that's gonna save you the times and energies to even create tables. And more than that, the user can see the suggestions that Copilot provides, such as adding or removing a column, changing data types, or rename the table. I can also use the Copilot text box to instruct the AI assistant on the right-hand side on how to modify the table with the natural language commands. For example, I can say, add a column to track start and end time, and the Copilot will do that for me. So things are getting much more easier, and that within the Power App Studio, you can also ask Copilot, such as, okay, I don't know anything about Power Apps formulas. Please help me find the one to concatenate streams. Okay, or so something like that, then Copilot will return the result. So the Copilot will work as your AI assistant side by side with you. So you will never be lonely. And when you are in trouble, Copilot will be always there, trying to understand your question and be able to provide you the answers. Okay? All right. So that's exciting. So now we have the Copilot be able to help us throughout the application developments. But you might wonder, okay, so Meredith, everything you said here sounds great. It is really exciting. But can you tell me, how does other companies or in other industry, how do they apply, how do they actually use Power Apps? Is it really worthwhile for my investment? Okay, so that's why I prepared a few great examples. Those are the real companies. So First, let us start with Virgin Airlines. So in the airlines, typically upon checking in the airlines, the customers have to complete the same paper-based health questionnaire for every single visit to deliver the most amazing customer experience. Virginia Airline feel that it was obvious to digitalize this process, and that's the reason why they choose to work with the Microsoft Power Apps and Microsoft Power Platforms. So now after they digitalize the experience, whenever the customer come into the clubhouse, they can scan the QR code, and then they will be asked to provide their information such as their name, details, and it will also show your flight numbers as well, and includes a little map for your final destinations. Okay, and that's how this work. And next, the customer can choose, okay, a list of treatments they want to enjoy. All right, and after click on a few check boxes, and the customer can sign on the agreement. And all right, so we just sign this. We can click on button and submit. Great. The lastly, customer just need to finalize the payment, and here you go. They can start their well-deserved treatment before their flight departure, and that's one great examples. And next, oh, I have prepared another one in healthcare. Okay, in healthcare, they also face similar issues where whenever the patients come in, they have to go through a bunch of the process for questionnaire, for their family history, stuff like that. Is there any way to simplify that? Yes, instead of keeping all the paperwork, why not embrace the technology? So this company, what they did is they created application that can be used for health and support, risk assessment, need assessments, also upload pictures for the evidence as well. At the same times, the doctors were able to communicate with their with the customers and families from the application. So maybe there are some details they need to know, and also some possible care plan that they can choose from. All right, so these two are great examples showing you the standard Power Apps applications. And the next example is a bit different. Why do I say that? Because Power Apps itself is lightweighted application platforms, but oftentimes, like a global company has like 1 million, 2 million employees, and then how can we build application to suit such a large scale demands? Yes, I actually have example for that. Not sure if you guys know this company, Xiaomi. Xiaomi is a cell phone company. It's a actually 500 company in China, and they actually work with Microsoft for 2 months to build an application, build a management tool for Xiaomi's overseas retail store to improve the store management efficiencies. And to scale up, they actually use lots of Azure products. I will show you the architecture momentarily. So the functions within this app is the worker they can do store lockings, clockings. They can report inventories, and by scanning a barcode, they also get to the store manager can see the sales report month by month, and also all they get notifications for store promotion and marketing activities as well. So that's exciting. And for as you can see from this image, even though there are some like Chinese characters, but I want to just point out here they start this project on from August and finished on October. So that's only like more than like 3 months-ish to finish such a great large project. And the final result that gets produced is here. As you can see, the UI has been totally redesigned using Bootstrap and other other CSS, and as so the UI is much more better and prettier. And for store managers, I get to see all the store lists by calendar view, and for within this store, we can see the details. Yeah, and there are more. There's a sales report, and also the information. I can upload the stock information from the application itself. Okay, but the challenge with this project is how can you scale up to meet up the global stores demand, because they have stores in German, in Spain, in China, all over the world. Okay, so that will be that's the main challenge for this project, and this is the reason why that under the hood. Actually we used other than the Power Platforms, we used stuff from the Azure side of things. For example, you see there's Azure Blob Storage for long-term data storage, because in the long run, the application will generate lots of logs, right? And to store those kind of data, we definitely need a um, more economic and also fast processing solution than the Azure Blob Storage is what they decided. And there's the Azure Streaming Analytics, which is a real-time analytics designed to analyze and process a fast-moving stream of data that can be used to get insights, build reports, or trigger alerts and actions. Then there is also the CDN, Azure Content Delivery Content. This offers a global solution for delivering high bandwidth content to users by caching their content at their physical nodes across the world. That's so by using this, so whenever the store manager try to check the sales report, they can quickly get the content from the cloud. So behind the scene, we actually so this architecture goes beyond the Power Platform. So maybe no, even though we are talking about Power Apps today, but we definitely can have more integration with the stuff from Azure and be able to meet up the high demands. Okay. And as you can see that they also they also use the CRM, their own API, and their systems for this application. Okay. Yes, I see a couple questions. Can it be connected to Power Microsoft Access? Yes, Microsoft Access is available. Okay, allow me to quickly go through. And is it possible to create an internal e-commerce site for employees in the company? Yes, it's also possible to create that through the Power Pages. And do we have English version of the architecture? Actually, no, because this is the presentations being made for this Chinese company. So everything is in Chinese. But from and we're not allowed to really share this English version externally. Yeah, but it just give us like more idea that how can we scale up outside of the Power Platform solution. Okay. All right.
Uh,
Hopefully, yes.
Sorry, Meredith. There
Mm-hmm.
are few more questions just about the current chat window. If you want, I can read
Okay.
that out for you,
Okay.
or
Yeah.
I can paste it here. I can repaste it here. Just give me a minute, okay?
Okay. Thank
Uh,
you.
yes,
Yeah.
these are the questions.
Okay. Yeah, for our first question, can it be connected to Microsoft Access? Yes, that can be done. Second, is it possible to create an internal e-commerce site for employees in the company? Yes, you can do that with Power Pages, which I'm going to introduce. And what is the best way to segregate the dev and staging and the product environment for Power Platform service? Yes, and that's actually great questions because within the Power Platform, you have an admin center, and from admin centers, we can create different types of environment for different purpose, like what you said here, for dev, for productions. But if you are interested, feel free to talk to your CSAM to get to get a workshop in Power Apps. But in short, yes, you can actually create different environments in the admin centers. Okay. Okay. All right. Yes. And the next, we have another questions coming up. Have you used or heard of Power Pages? Actually, Power Pages is the newcomers to the Power Platform family. That's why a lot of customers they haven't heard of Power Pages, but this is the reason why you are here, right? Let me introduce you to Power Pages. Imagine you want to build a mission-critical, data-centric external website. Perhaps it's a FAQ service for customer or a site to collaborate with a partner, or maybe you are in government and want to streamline permit application or grants. If that's the case, Power Pages will be your solution. Power Pages, by definition, this local development and hosting platform is ideal for building business-centric website, whether you are a local maker or professional developers. Yes, we do have choices for for developers to write code in Visual Studio. We're gonna get into that. And as you can see, the developers or the makers can design, config, and publish your website for both desktop and mobile through the fluid visual experience, or you can use a bootstrap component as well. More than that, you get to choose from a variety of rich customizable templates to suit your business needs. And we support 45 dataverse language, English, Spanish, Chinese, French, etc., etc. And the experience of creating the website just gets much more easier, and you can create your responsive and multilingual site for different purpose. Okay. Well, if you say to me, if you say to me, all right, I'm a developer. Is it? I love writing code because, in fact, it does give you more flexibilities to change the layout or design the website the way you want it. Yes, we do give that choice, and within the Power Pages, the Visual Studio code is also embedded. You can write code as much as you want to be able to construct your website and to configure business logic or workflows, etc., etc. So yes, for pro developers, we do offer that capabilities. Okay, and then the next question or we concern is once the website gets created, how can we authenticate and authorize users? Yeah, and so in Power Pages, there are different choices you can have. You can choose different login providers such as Microsoft account, or you want your user to choose LinkedIn, Facebook, or Google, like other identity providers. Or if none of this will match your choice, you could also choose your Azure AD B2C or OAuth but you need to do additional configuration for that. But all in all, for multiple audience, you can add different login method. So in that way, it gives them more flexibilities when they try to access your website. Okay, and I see there's a one question. Is it possible to build an entire internet portal using Power Pages? Yes. And I also get this question often. So what's the difference between SharePoint and Power Pages? Okay, so the difference is SharePoint usually is more for internal, right? For internal audience, whereas the Power Pages can be designed for your for external audience. So you can select certain content, for external and some only for internal audience. So that's the difference. And for some like public information, you can also allow anonymous access as well. But SharePoint doesn't give you that level of flexibility. So that's the fundamental difference between the two. Okay. All right. And another big part of the website or any front end development is the application security. How do we secure the website? How can we prevent attack? Okay, because that's part of our company properties. In Microsoft, we do have a term called role-based access control. RBAC. So that means who you are will decide what you can do. That term or that methodology has also been applied for Power Pages. And additional to that, we have a CSP. What CSP is? CSP stands for Content Security Policy, which is a browser mechanism that can help detect and prevent some common web attacks such as cross-site scripting, and it also can help dynamically generate content and comes from legitimate sources. So with all that extra security enhancements, you can safely be able to go ahead and design your Power Pages. So that's the magic of the Power Pages. We not only give you the platform to easily design the website, but also have been applied additional security and to protect the website you build. Okay. Um, so that's everything goes for the Power Pages. So those are the main features and capability of Power Pages, and we see how we see that you can choose to design your website in low code environment, or if you're pro developers, you can write code in Visual Studio Code to customize your website. And well, so everything is amazing. However, okay, now let's talk about licensing plan. The Power Platform licensing has its own unique way, and we're gonna start with with the Power Apps. And here is a brief overview of capabilities included in Power Apps. So in Power Apps, you can see basically we have two plans. One is a premium. Of course, this is within the premium plan, you get everything you wanted. And then there is the Power Apps Pay as you go, Power Apps per apps plan. So for I've included the links for the licensing guide. So if you are interested, feel free to contact your CSAM to get more details for the licensings. But this is where I give you an overview of what features you can get out of from the Power Apps license. Okay. Then the next well is the Power Pages. The Power Pages license is a bit more complex compared to Power Apps because the Power Pages license depends on the number of anonymous users you would have for your website and also the number of authenticated users. So the Power Pages will authenticate users each month and it will calculate the number of the users. But feel free to read this one and also talk to your CSAMs for more informations. So yeah, so it comes in two parts, and there's the pay as you go meter. So the pay as you go meter will enable customer to use pay as you go based on actual number of authenticated and anonymous users who have accessed this website in a month. So that will depends on how many users you will roughly have each month. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and we're jumping to the conclusions because I want to leave some time for the Q&A and be able to have you guys to ask questions. So all in all, on these sessions, we discuss the Power Pages and Power Apps, which are the two great products in Power Platforms. And the Power Apps give you the chance for seasoned developers for you from today you can hands-on. I mean, start from scratch to develop your own applications, and it save lots of times and energies on building application itself. itself, and we get to integrate with other awesome applications, external or Microsoft or non-Microsoft applications. Okay, through the data connectors. Then there's the Power Pages. The Power Pages can be used for creating, hosting, and administration web apps worldwide, and we get to configure the ways for people to sign in. And we also see how the AI Copilot has been come in help for the Power Apps. And yes, and with the help of AI, or we can work side by side as an AI assistant to give us great answers as well. So so this is a great chance for you guys to explore the Power Apps and Power Pages. Even I know the time's quite short. We only have 1 minute to go through the two products. But with that being said, I want to leave this time for you to ask questions, and please leave a feedback for us so we know how to improve, whether you like the sessions or not. So thank you guys in advance for filling the form. Okay. All right. Now I will be start answering the questions, or if you guys want to come on mute and to ask the questions, feel free to do so.
There
Yes,
are a couple of
recordings
questions.
will be shared. Yes.
Yeah, there are a couple of questions in the chat. So Meredith, you can go over them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can help.
Let me start from the top. Yeah. Okay. Great.
You can start from the one which is, yeah, what's the deciding factor if I want to develop an app using Power Apps or Power Pages?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Power Apps and Power Pages. Where's that? Okay. So yes, it is possible to build your entire internet portal using the Power Pages. That's one thing. And the second question I get is, can we use on-premise database for Power Pages? So then for that, that's something that's okay, that's something that at this point, I think we have very limited options for on-premise. So maybe you want to look into the Power Pages data connector page. I will share the link at the end. Okay. And okay, what is the deciding factor if I want to develop an app using Power Apps or Power Pages? Okay, great questions. So the Power Pages is for applications in mobile, or we want to launch in the tablets, whereas the Power Pages is something for external audience more often. And for Power Pages, you have less choices for data connectors because we're still improving this product. So that's something that you should consider. So if I'm going to build an application, a bigger application that need to interact with the end user, then I will go with the Power Apps. Okay, because Power Pages usually is designed for like showing informations internally or externally, or give some like feedbacks, but not something for like a data intensive application. That's not what the Power Pages is designed for. Okay, great. And how? Okay, another question. Let me see. Okay, how? Okay, Power Pages can help build a dynamic form that can be filled by public. For that, you can create a form using Power Apps, but if you want to if you want this form to be filled by the public, you have to make sure that the for all the connectors that for the users. Okay, to put this simply, for the users who interact with that form, they need to have the license, Power Apps license as well. So that's one of the challenge I see. Yeah, for that. So unless you are working with another company who happen bought the Power Apps license, then they can access the form. Power Apps. Okay. There's another question. Does Power Apps support MySQL, MongoDB, and the PostgreSQL? Okay, I know it supports MySQL and MongoDB, but I need to check for the last one. Okay. For the last one, yeah. Okay.
Meredith, before you move
Mm-hmm.
on to the next question, I want to request all the participants of today to please fill in the feedback form. I've shared the link for the feedback form again. So kindly go ahead and share your thoughts and insights to it, because we would like to reach out to you for much more deeper session. Because as you're aware, these 3 weeks, it's a power packed session for you. So definitely make use of it, and we would like to leverage and help you upskill. Yeah. So kindly provide the feedback forms right now. I have shared the link. I've also pinned the link as well. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Meredith, there are a few more questions that I have consolidated and shared in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I just confirmed. It does support PostgreSQL as well. For Power Apps. Okay, and okay. Moving on. Is it possible? Let me finish typing that question. One moment. Okay. And is it possible to build entire internet portal using the Power Pages? I believe I have answered that question. Yes, it is possible to do that. And how do you decide between Power Apps versus, say, the standard web development using MER? Actually, I haven't heard of that one, so I don't really know the difference. I don't really know that product that well, so sorry, I cannot answer that question. Yeah, so maybe that's something that's some homework for me to research. Hmm, interesting. Okay, great. Any more questions you guys have?
I see someone's hand raised. You
Yes,
can you can unmute yourself. Yeah, please.
yes. I have a question regarding
Mhm.
can you integrate any third-party APIs in the Power Page, like any with like currency converter API you need to integrate? Can it possible?
Yes, but that you need to create your own custom connectors, meaning you have to you have to design a connector. But it's simple. It's nothing but like a REST API. You just need to put a wrapper around your REST API. Then you are able to talk to your third-party API.
Or can and can we create API also with the Power Page?
You
Publish
mean
any
create
REST
a like
API?
a
Mm,
you mean create an API in Power Apps?
yes.
No,
Or
no, no. So
from Power Page.
you need to have an API, then use a connector to talk to that API to retrieve the data or do other post operation stuff like that.
It is possible to create API in the Power Page and publish for the any third-party application.
Sorry. So you mean like create your own APIs and then be able to have the Power Apps application talk to your API?
Actually, not. I want to create API with the Power Page and publish it
Power Base?
from
Power
Power
Pages?
Page. Yes, Power Pages. Can we create the API?
Oh no, 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 no. Power
Okay.
Pages, it's where we design a website, not a place to create the API. No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like a
Thank you.
postman that we can get to. No, 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 no. We cannot do that. Yeah, when I said you can actually use a Visual Studio Code within the Power Pages, that's that's where we can write code for CSS Bootstrap to be able to customize the website, not a place to develop APIs. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And for the premium connect, if you want to use, okay, one other question, MySQL, PostgreSQL are this premium connector, will they have delegation warning? So for premium connectors, you will see a diamond icon next to them. So if you do not have the premium license, then you are not able to use those connectors at all. Okay. Okay. Any more questions? Okay, yeah. Mer is a React framework. Yes. Yeah. I just did my research, but for that, let me go back to your question, Power Apps. Okay. I would say the Power Apps for Power Apps you just if you are designing a Canvas app, you will save you lots of time to there's no need to use React or Vue.js components. All you need to do is be able to use that component and write some use some like Power Function formula. Say, okay, when this button clicked, where do we want to navigate the user to? So for all the components, it's ready for you. All you need to do is drag and drop if it's Canvas app. So it will save you lots of time and energy for that part. Yes, Power Apps can be used to create a complex business app like the one that I showed you. For Xiaomi, their application is a bit complex already, and but I guess that also depends on what kind of applications you are creating. But for that, for the ones they created, I think that's like that's quite complex compared to most customers' use cases. No, no, no. Power Pages and Power Apps are completely two different product. Power Apps is for building custom application. Power Pages is for website. You cannot, like website and application, they are totally two different things. So they won't be. Okay. Any more questions you guys have? Yeah, and please fill the feedback forms and thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks a lot for your time, Meredith. Team, if you have any questions, you still have, I think we can take about a minute now, or I think we are good to end the session. So let me know, please.